Yes, sir. We live.
That right?
We got the big dog here with us this morning. My wife coming in. Don't worry.
But Daryl like cute dog, boy.
I know.
Put that atomic dog on him.
So for those of you who don't know, this is my brother, good friend, Daryl Smith. He's a part of the FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and I'm telling you, today's show is gonna be off the chain. He's gonna be explaining, what FCA is all about, and campaign that you're running. Yep. So man, you could go ahead and start. We waiting on Mona, but you could just start telling people they hear them. What up, y'all? Y'all come on in.
Man, Fellowship of Christian Athletes is basically a urban's mission organization that focuses on sports ministry. I have the opportunity to serve in 2 counties, Clayton and Spalding. I serve 11 high schools and 22 middle schools. Jeez. So I'm in charge of trying to present the gospel to about 3,000 athletes in 2 counties.
Is that just you? Like, do you have a staff?
Right now, it's just me.
Oh my! Wait, say that again. 3,000 athletes.
Yes.
And that's all sports. And so you're talking about, we in the urban community.
Yeah.
Primarily concerned about football and basketball, but you are, you go to baseball, you go to.
That's the goal.
Lacrosse,
badminton, tennis.
We want the gospel in every sport.
That's awesome, man. What's the weirdest? Not the weirdest, I guess. The sport that a lot of people don't pay attention to, but you still minister to.
Well, I mean, we didn't, but the sport that really took me by surprise when I first started ministering was volleyball.
Okay.
Just seeing how intense the girls played and how seriously they took the sport at a high school level. Being able to minister at Forest Park High School to those girls. And
shout out to Forest Park.
Yeah, the level of intensity that those girls. I remember one time I was because sometimes you got to serve before you can speak. So I was just getting balls. They were hitting on the other side, and I remember the ball just going. Whoosh. It's like I know if that ball would have hit me, I probably would have had a concussion.
So you serving? So what about swimming, bro? Can you swim?
Oh man, I'm a Marine. Of course I can swim.
You can swim. So do you have to get in your little tighty whities?
Nah.
To get in there? With tighty whities. With the swimming, the Ramona Jones. Wait, bro. Y'all know when the woman of God comes in, but everybody
I know, right? Big sis here.
Amen. I apologize for my tardiness.
Like the judge.
Yeah.
She walk in, sit down. Yeah. You made me sit.
So 3,000 athletes. You serve, and I watch you serve so many people, and so now you're doing a campaign so you can expand your reach. Talk about that campaign.
So the Lord gave me a scripture, Leviticus 26:8. This campaign was birthed out of where it said 100 could put 10,000 to flight in the middle of it. And from that point, God was like, Darryl, we're going to make this simple. I want you to trust me to ask 100 people to give $100. That way you can raise $10,000 to start hiring staff to help you. Because when you start looking at, I'm in charge of serving 3,000. I'm not serving 3,000.
Yeah.
So this campaign was birthed out of that. And so April 11th through April 15th, we're looking for 100 people to give $100 to the FCA footprint in Clayton and Spalding County so I can begin to hire. I have volunteers, but really I have to start looking at hiring people to go on, because we don't just serve athletes. That's the coaches too. And you'd be surprised how much of an impact we are for the coaches as much as we are the athletes.
And I've watched firsthand your impact with coaches. I watched firsthand your impact with players.
Yeah.
And so I know, like it was on the Schindler's List, like at the end, he was like, man, if I would have just gave this watch away, I could have saved another person. If I, and you get into the point where you feel like you can do more if you had more. Do you ever get tired?
Whew. Yeah, because sometimes I really feel like I'm out there alone. But it's being connected to people like yourself, my volunteers, people like my supervisor Mike Roby, who's been in it now over 8 years.
Yeah.
That I don't get weary. I get tired, but I don't get weary.
Yeah, good.
And so sometimes we use the cliches of Galatians 6 and 9. But what I like is the humanity of the Bible, where Jesus even got frustrated. But that's when I try to reconnect with God.
Yeah. So
in a couple of weeks, I'm actually going to a FCA, basically personal day for me to reconnect with God.
Good.
So I can, get that charge again.
So that people know, FCA, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, we're evangelizing, giving the kids Jesus through athletics. And so tell me what a week is like for a person like you, who's over 3,000 athletes. How many coaches?
Man, probably 1,000 coaches.
Oh my God, bro. The swimming team too. I have to with the swimming.
Let me tell you, man, I don't turn away. The way FCA works is it's to and through the coach. So if the coach invites us in to do the mission work, then we are with that team for that whole season. Okay. So if a swim coach asks me to come, knowing me, man, we'll probably be baptizing at one practice.
I know that's right.
But
diving boys.
That's awesome. In the name of Jesus.
But a normal day, man, I'm basically trying to find donors between the hours of anywhere from 9 to about 2, and then from 2 to about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I'm on the school campuses ministering. Yeah. And then some mornings I'm actually with coaches doing one-on-one Bible studies. And that's really where you see the work, is where you see when you're dealing with the coach is the most influential person on the campus. Billy Graham said a coach can touch more kids in a day than most people do in a lifetime. Yeah. Who's coaching the coach?
Most people consider the coach the pastor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the dad.
Or the dad, yeah.
Yep. And so you gotta coach, especially if the team is good, because if the team is good, the players has the most influence on the campus. And so the coach has the most influence on the players. And so that's how, if you touch one, you could probably touch the entire neighborhood. Yeah. Which is amazing. Wow.
So if you want to volunteer and be a part of this, what's the first step? How do they get in contact? Or what's the first thing that they needed to do?
Make sure you called to serve. That's
serve
really
kids is different.
Right.
Yeah. Because we're dealing with and Mona and everybody at this table, you've been at it at least once. Those kids are confused as well as hungry. Yeah. And so make sure that this is what God wants you to do, because you're planting seeds that you may not enjoy the shade from. Yeah. And a lot of times we get volunteers who's looking to bring them into their youth group. And what I learned from you guys ministering at Morrow was, let it be an extension of your church. Right. Don't try to bring them to your church. Yeah. Right. Because these kids, they don't have the transportation or the means to get, but they will be, if you can come to the campus like Morrow. We've been shut down since COVID. Two of the coaches I was leading Bible study said we got to get it back for the kids. Yeah. So we're starting back in April. Okay. And the kids are hungry. But if you want to volunteer, you can email me at darylesmith@fca.org, and I can lead you into meet you for lunch and kind of see where your heart is and kind of go from there.
Yeah, you can't be old school, the type that look at the outside, because if that's the case, you're gonna be saying, "Oh, you need to pull your pants up, young lady. Do you think you should be take your head off? You need to be. Do you think God wants you to wear something that tight? Nah, if that's you." Then you don't need to serve. You need to just be somebody that prays for the ministry. But when you come in, you got to come in being willing to walk with them where they are. You got to be willing to serve. You got to be willing to ignore cultural things that you may not understand. Also, too, don't come to the school
Okay.
in shoes like
these,
this. Can
Texas-
you take off?
Texas
take
Walker.
one of your shoes off, man. Let me show the world how you
not
rock.
gonna take
This man, I just want to show the world, bro.
He said, I'm gonna put.
Man, look at these, man. These shoes so hot.
Yeah.
These shoes so hot. LeBron. So he got like 70 pair of LeBrons, and like I've never
Hey,
really
man, don't
seen.
tell them all that. They
This-
may not want to do
man,
it. Man,
please.
they might think I got all that money.
No, I mean,
Right,
no,
right.
I mean, no. You're getting the right uniform to
Yeah.
go to work. That's
Yeah.
first thing kids
Yeah.
gonna look at. They gonna
Absolutely.
look you
Yeah.
up and down to see if I respect your swag first.
The police
So
got a
you-
uniform. The nurse got a uniform. The
Yeah,
fireman
yeah.
got a
You got to
uniform.
come in right, because if not, you're not gonna serve. So that's this man investing in his craft.
Yeah.
You know, to make sure, because that's the first thing that kids look at is those shoes. See, that's why. That's why I be wearing my Vans. See, these
Vans.
These right here are missionary shoes right here. You know, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever. I could go on land. I could go on sea. I can go everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
You
I'm
can fly. Yeah.
you know what I mean? I can go. I can take it off and throw it like a ninja. Ha! These are missionary slippers. You understand what I'm saying?
But all purpose.
So y'all make sure y'all support. Talk about the you know, before, because we're finna get into something real.
yeah.
Talk about again the campaign that you're doing.
The campaign is the 100 Chase campaign. It's April 11th through the 15th. We're looking for 100 people to give $100. If you want a tax ID number, a tax letter at the end, I guess I'll have to find a way to post my link on here. But we got the means through our donation page as well as Cash App.
What's Cash App? What's the Cash App?
Cash App is
I'm doing it right now. $sign
Smith
Smith
DARYL 3.
DARYL Darrell
Yeah, man.
the number
real.
3.
The
They're
real.
real.
The real.
Wait, is this it? Did I do it right?
The real 3.
Yeah, but no S, just the $sign.
Oh, the dollar sign as the S.
Yes.
Oh, so it's like $sign myth.
Yeah.
Oh, see, boy, yeah, I would have been giving
Give
the
somebody
money
else.
to somebody else. All right, so we'll hopefully we can put it up right.
Myth Daryl.
Myth there.
3.
It's not coming up, man. You got to make sure you get that money, bro. If these people want to give. No E.
No E.
All right, so say it again.
$MITH DARYL 3.
There you go. All right, I put an E in there. All right,
The 3 is the E.
the 3 is the E.
If I can say one more thing,
Go ahead, man.
A lot of times people want to know the outcome, and if I could just share two people, man. A young man by the name of Jamal Buster. The first time I met him in FCA, he basically was running to the volunteers saying, "Man, why didn't you tell me about Colossians and sexual impurity?" And it blew me away. And the next week he got baptized. He now works in real estate. Joined the church that served him through FCA, and now goes back to North Clayton High School where he went, and he's discipling.
Wow.
So that's really what we're trying to do, is we're trying to use the kingdom model of making disciples.
Yeah.
We want to see the world transform through Jesus, through the influence of coaches and athletes. That's why every day I try to lead them to a growing relationship with Christ and the church.
Yeah.
And then there's a young lady by the name of Sanaya Fagan. She's actually in the Final Four with South Carolina.
Okay.
She plays for South Carolina, but she was the leader on the Forest Park campus, went to FCA camp, came back, was on fire for God, had us during COVID going to make home visits, made sure the girls got on calls for Bible study, and was the leader on that campus. And a lot of those girls that wouldn't have got Christ or was scared to know Christ because of Sanaya. So now Sanaya is on South Carolina doing the same thing.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And they playing ball too.
Yeah.
They playing ball. That's awesome. That's my daughter went to one of the camps for FCA, and she's been on fire ever since. And my wife and I, we observed just her hunger for the word, her hunger for worship, and she's taking it personal. Mom and dad tell you certain things, but you can tell when a child has taken it personal to take it to another level, to listen to pastors and preachers teach the word, and so we thank you, man, for what you do for our community. I know it's tough serving 3,000 students and 1,000 coaches, but may God bring you the staff and expand you, or give you the wisdom on how to use people and help people to build the kingdom of God, man. So y'all give it up for that. Now, he's gonna stay with us, but we want to make sure that everybody got all the information about who he is and what he does. If people need to contact you, please give them your information.
Look, you just call me at 404.
This man give me his phone number.
Wait, give it his
Wait,
number.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You gonna have some folk calling you. Go ahead.
Hey, 404.
Let me hold something.
Now ain't gonna be no holding.
I'm just saying that you put that number, they call back. I'm telling you. Go ahead.
I'm gonna send them to Canton to hold a Bible or something, or one of these boots.
We got something for you. We got a booty. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, but my number is 404-242-6911. You can call me. Like I said, I like to sit down and hear your heart.
Text the man though.
Yeah,
text him first
text him,
before you just call him.
Yeah.
Text the man. Do it. Give it to him again.
404-242-6911.
6911.
That's the song, huh? 6911. Can you
Wait, what's up?
Can you give them your social media handles?
I'm on Twitter and Instagram at Daryl L. Smith. So you'll be able to find me on Twitter and Instagram.
And how they because your Daryl is different.
Yeah, it's Daryle. Actually is the German version of David. It means beloved of God.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Loved of God.
Daryl is David.
In German.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kaiser is German for king, emperor. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the Kaiser in Germany is an emperor, a king.
Canton means they sing.
Wow.
It's Cantan. And my mom, she didn't know
It's
that.
in the name.
So that's crazy.
I preached
Well,
that
my
one
name
time.
mean
It's
no.
in the name.
It's actually Empress. Ramona is Empress.
Ramona is
So we some
means
royalty up here.
Wife of
Royalty.
Canton.
No, it's not wife of
It
Canton.
means wife
That's
of
not what it
Canton.
means. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's the. All right, so we didn't do the call to action or nothing, man. So welcome to.
Let's do the intro.
I just wanted to make sure I gave my man as much time as we could. But we are here.
I appreciate it.
We are here. Welcome to In the Book Podcast.
Another exciting.
Everything. We ain't just
Right.
It's your boy Messenja.
Ramona Jones.
Canton Jones and
Daryl Smith.
Yeah.
Everything came together
Hey.
In the booth.
Myth the real 3.
Mr. Real 3.
Myth the real 3.
and I already sold my seed, bro. So yeah. So you said you was believing God for 100, so now 99.
99. Let's go.
In the booth. Actually, I'm early though.
Yeah, you real.
I'm early. My bad.
But you know what I was told? To be early is on time. To be on time is late. Is unnecessary.
That's some Morehouse stuff right there. That's what they told me. Well, thank you, man. Yeah.
All right, welcome to another exciting episode of In the Booth.
Exciting.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining us today. Make sure you guys are
Y'all know
liking.
what we talk about today.
Yeah.
What everybody's talking about.
Well, make sure you like, subscribe, share the page on Facebook, on YouTube, and all podcast platforms, including Spotify, Apple, and Google
That's
Podcasts.
on Google.
Yeah,
Yeah, we on Google. We coming up. Yeah.
We ain't where we not. That's the question.
right.
Where we at?
Where we ain't.
Yeah, it's where we ain't.
Every week we doing something
that's where
different.
we
So
at,
yeah, only
That's
going
the
up.
question. Yeah.
Up like
Praise God.
elevators.
Yeah.
All right. So what we talking about today?
Oh,
well,
my
we got a
God.
quick announcement.
Yeah.
New Music Monday.
Oh yeah. Okay.
What you got, sir?
All right, it's called Best Day Ever. This is featuring my daughter, Love Jones. This is her first song with Dad on Dad's music. I did something with her. And Benny Bless. Benny Bless is our graphic guy. He does all our graphics, but he can rap too. And so, New Music Monday, which I put up on time, but it seemed like they released my stuff late, so that's all right. But it didn't drop on Monday, but it's available. I dropped a version of it, and it's just a confession of my faith, and I want my faith to be added to yours, that this is the best day ever, and the best week ever, and the best month ever, and the best year ever, in Jesus' name. And as you keep confessing that, things will get better and better and better and better. And so ever since I've been confessing the best year ever, God has been making it the best year ever. Yesterday, I had the best sleep ever. I stayed in the bed all day long. You know what I'm saying? The best sleep ever. God was telling me to just trust. There was so many things that I wanted to do, but I just stayed in the bed and I trust God. It was the best sleep ever. I'm so energized. And so hopefully this song will be a blessing to you. Featuring my daughter. She's 17.
And she's spitting on that.
She's spitting on that.
God.
I call her Bear. I was like, Bear, you killed this one.
Yeah.
And so, also, if you want to be a sponsor, in the booth sponsor, make sure you email us in the booth. Pod, P-O-D, in the booth, pod, P-O-D, at gmail.com. Today, we are sponsored by Gator Boots.
Texas Walker Boots.
Red Cup start cutting the check, so we sponsored by Grey Cups today.
Gator Boots and Trail Mix.
And Brownie Bites.
And also the very infamous blueberry muffins.
Yeah. So today, my God.
Okay.
Everybody's been talking about it, so we might as well chime in on it.
Yeah.
It's the slap heard around the world. Everybody hates Chris. All right,
the 5 fingers say to the face?
During the Oscars, Chris Rock lands a joke that was below the belt about Jada Pinkett Smith. Immediately, Will Smith walks onto the stage and slaps Chris Rock, which jokes, is cut off, bro. I can't read the rest of it. But anyway, he slapped. Everybody know what's going on. He said, keep my wife's name out of your mouth, is what he said. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. And so
over and over again.
He said and there's another expletive in there that we don't want to say because we promote Kingdom and Christian television. But what all went wrong, and could this have been avoided? All right, there's so many speculations about this joke, about Chris Rock not writing the joke, and the Oscar team, the writing staff, they wrote the joke, and that she is sick. Or maybe, she admitted that her hair was falling out because of some disease.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, and so maybe the insensitivity about, you knowing that she's sick. This is not just something that she's doing.
Are you assuming that he knows? Just because you're a celebrity, don't assume that you know. That everybody knows what's going on.
But these people thrive off of research. So as big as she is, and as widely known as the person go bald, and you research is something wrong. Everybody has asked that question several times with her going bald, so they wouldn't know.
I'm talking about Chris.
What I'm saying is the writers.
Absolutely.
And
I'm
then
defending Chris today.
Enough,
I'm sorry.
And they're smart enough to know that if they're saying jokes. Because why won't they say a joke about somebody who is in a wheelchair, or a joke about somebody that has been that is mentally ill? They know how to stay away from certain things. Yeah. And so in this matter, if a woman goes from having hair to no hair, and she says I have a disease or I have a problem now, it could possibly be a little deeper than that.
I think it is.
And that she's not admitting as far as what the disease is.
Right.
There's I don't know about, but there's a little incision, and I don't know, a little something, discoloration across her head in a line that looks kind of like an operation. Just by I don't know if that's just the color of her head right there. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot to speculate. But the question is, could this have been handled another
Differently.
way?
Yes, it absolutely could.
Now, I don't condone the slap. However, to me, it is refreshing. It's refreshing to see a man stand up for his wife. I just think that is refreshing.
Did he really
world,
stand up for
her? In a world,
he reacted to her.
Yes, because he laughed at the joke.
Thank you.
Let's talk about that.
My
Well,
thing is about the laugh. I'll get into that when we get into
we in it.
when you laugh,
I feel like the camera. I feel like the camera.
sometimes you
is on,
laugh and it's not funny on the inside.
It's not computing. And then I think the camera was on him. He saw the camera on him.
And
it took a while for me to get the joke.
And he saw her reaction.
And you might not have got it.
And for one, that the camera is on him, he just laughing. Just laugh. You see the camera on you. You gotta laugh.
Because at first I'm like G.I. Jane.
And then when it computed, he was like, "Oh no."
You know
and
what I'm
then
saying?
he got
I think it was a pause where he just tried to get it.
So he was trying to get because he wasn't talking about everybody. I mean, he wasn't talking about his wife consistently. He was talking about everybody. And then he said one quickly, and then you saw that he was reading. He was reading the teleprompter. It didn't seem like he was coming off the cuff. And the reason why he didn't see, I don't think that he saw him even coming because if you could look at that light.
Oh, he saw him coming. He saw him coming. When we got up, he's like, uh-oh. He saw him walking towards him. He saw him.
Oh, okay. Well, then,
Yeah, he saw him.
Well, he didn't expect him to slap her.
He probably thought to say something on the mic.
Yeah, grab the mic and do another joke towards him or something. He didn't know he was going to get assaulted on live TV.
He was laughing the whole time.
I just thought it was refreshing to see a man.
It wasn't fair.
It wasn't.
It wasn't fair to assume that he knew it wasn't fair. It just wasn't fair.
It might not have been fair. I just say refreshing.
It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. That's not how you handle that.
It could have been handled different.
Like us.
But I just thought that if you're gonna risk it all, because he risked it all. If you're gonna risk it all in a over homosexual, everybody pushing their agendas, that a man standing up for his wife in a world that marriage is poked at and picked at every single day, that divorce is on a rise. Regardless of what they do in their marriage, they still married, and they're still holding on to their marriage, and they still. I just thought for him to put it on the line.
I thought it was petty.
I don't think it was right what he did, but that's why I say refreshing, because that's the only thing that I can think of.
But this is how you gonna stand up for her though? Like you going to a place where it is known that you get roasted. Everybody has a joke towards them every year
not
for 100 years.
They don't talk about sick people.
But she's not sick. It's not a life-ending disease. It's not.
She doesn't have a life.
What if he knows she's sick and she's not saying?
But he don't know. That's the whole point. It's not fair. He don't know that.
What's the name of it?
Alopecia.
She said I got alopecia. That means I'm not.
It's not life-threatening.
But my thing is, how you feel about it. It's not how she feels. It's traumatic to her.
I
so it's a sensitive spot.
But perception, she rocks it. Let's just be 100%. She walks around confident. She walks around. She's done television, movies.
It wasn't like they had pictures of her
I'm not ashamed of it.
Right in the hospital or anything like that.
The people who
she's
wrote the
owning
joke
it.
Probably based it on the way her confidence is, the way she walks around it. Now, I don't agree that you nitpick to that point. To that point where you do that, like that wasn't the venue to do that. But
to say the joke or to slap him?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
Okay.
But that wasn't, I could see if he was doing stand-up comedy somewhere and he brought something up like that, but not in the person's face.
I don't. Hey, glory. Hey.
He got his first call. He put his number out. Now he got his first call.
They calling him. They calling him immediately. Yeah, we live, so they calling you right now. I just feel like the basketball player that has one arm.
Yeah.
All right. He's doing his thing. He's very confident.
Yeah.
He's very good.
Yep.
But nobody's gonna joke about the arm.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Or,
so just because he's confident, it's still
you
like
get what I'm
you
saying.
don't go there
It's-
just because I'm confident about what's wrong. It's still something wrong. You see what I'm saying?
You can mask that. Villanueva, who played for the Detroit Pistons, who had alopecia.
Yeah, he didn't have the eyebrows.
He said the same thing. He said, "I stand with Will and Jada." He knows that battle. I'm saying the way we feel about it, may not. I mean, he's walking around. People call him alien and all this stuff because he doesn't he has to deal with that stuff. He have his beard, nothing, bro. So I have to somewhat sympathize with people that I don't know that experience, but I can only take it from the people that say that they got it and they say it's traumatic and
right. So if he's walking with his wife
now,
and they know, wait a minute, we've already told y'all not to go here.
Yep.
We already, and I'm sure, bro. There's more behind that they knew not to go there.
But still, I'm gonna say this: he didn't get slapped just for that joke. He got slapped for the first joke on the Oscars about Jada. He got slapped.
the first joke? What do you mean?
No, when she boycotted, he said, you boycotting the Grammys is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
So
He
that
said
wasn't this.
No. This is years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, she boycotted because Will didn't get nominated for concussion or whatnot. So she boycotted, and that was a joke he said while he was hosting. Okay, boom. Will let that one pass.
Okay.
Didn't say nothing. He didn't respond to anything. I remember that week, people were, paparazzi popping out. Hey, Will, what you think about what Chris Rock said? He never said anything. He always got in the car. He didn't say anything. Mm-hmm. So then this year, with the marriage and the entanglement and then all the memes and stuff, he got slapped for all of that. It's like when your mama say, "I'm gonna get you,"
and
let it pile up, and then she go crazy over one little thing. You be like, "Dang, like he just did that." No, she got you for that slap, but that joke was the last straw. And he got hit. He hit everybody. He hit everybody for the meme. Okay. He hit everybody for everything in that slap. He's like, okay, this enough is enough. It's only so much because in his speech he said, look, man, we in a business you just gotta turn up cheek. You get targeted all the time and whoop. So it was because my thing is we can talk about who was wrong in this and that and the third and we know what it is. But what I do when I look at stuff like this, my first question is, Father, reveal to me the lesson in this.
Right.
Because you can learn from your mistakes, then you can learn from other people's mistakes. So once I got away from the emotion of it.
We talked about de-escalation last week.
Yeah. But when I got away from the emotion of it and just began to process it, and I asked God, okay, what can we learn from this? And God told me, he said, look, you all are spirit beings like me. Mm-hmm. Made in my likeness. I have emotion. Mm-hmm. I have the wrath of God. You see that. The spirits have emotions. Demons tremble at the name of Jesus. Angels rejoice when one soul comes. He said, I made everything with a spirit emotional. He said, but I gave y'all something that I don't have. I gave y'all expression. Mm-hmm. Meaning you can smile and cover up the emotion. Mm-hmm. And Will been smiling for years. Yeah. And what the smile does, it hides the emotion of hurt, pain, trauma, embarrassment, whatever it is, you can mask it.
But what's also awesome about this, though, is that he is not responding about something that was said about him.
But I know. But
he's responding about something that was said about his wife.
But it's still something that he's dealing with, and it's still something that's hurting. And it's still something you can see it was anger building up. So what happens is,
but I'm asking, is that anger that you're talking about is the anger that he's dealing with personally, or that, man, y'all keep riding my wife?
It's everything. It's him. It's his wife. It's marriage. It's everything. It's all together. Because when they hit her, they hit him. When they hit him, they hit her. When they talk about their marriage, entanglement, all of that, it's him too. So that's
why I say it's refreshing that a man will put everything on the line. I'm not saying it's right, but a man will put everything on the line for his wife. Because if anybody say something about your wife here at Free Life, you're going in.
Yeah, am I going? But there's a way to to handle. I'm not gonna slap him.
And I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna tell you that I ain't gonna slap. I don't know what I'm gonna do because of the passion that I have for my wife and something that I've been building. And I don't want to go into this, but somebody said something about my kid, and I lost my mind as a pastor. I lost my mind. And it's something that it took me 24 hours to pull back, to get out that rage out of my mind because of something that I spent my life building, my kids, so I can't say that. Like if somebody say something about I can't say the passion that I have for her. Now there are some blasé type of relationships that everybody poke fun at marriages. Comedians poke fun at marriages, cartoons, Family Guy, and marriage is just blasé. But there are some people that say, man, I put my soul into this thing. My wife has an issue, something that she's masking. She looks confident, but she's masking. So let's learn how to poke around everything except something that is medical, bro. Like she came out and said that she's ill. So like I say, it's refreshing that a man will put everything on the line. He might not come back to the Oscars. They might take this Oscar back.
They're saying they want to rescind it.
They might punish him.
They want to rescind it. They're calling for that.
But then I'm like, it's refreshing that a man will put, because they've done so many other things to marriage. Most of the time, Hollywood. Look at how Kanye West and his wife is ending up, and how the children are caught up in between that. So marriage is poked fun up. Marriage is laughable in Hollywood. So for a person on that scale, in front of those lights, in front of the homosexual agenda, to smack a person. I didn't finish the word. To smack a person for his wife is refreshing to me.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel like everybody is looking at it that way? The same way you're looking at it? Like it's about marriage and he's standing up for his wife?
Yeah.
Do you think everybody's looking at that?
I think a lot of people are saying, because that's what he said. That's the point. He didn't say keep my name out of your. He said keep my wife's name. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth, which means, like you said, this keeps happening. You keep targeting her.
That was my point.
And so the defense of a husband, if I see somebody keeps targeting you, if somebody keep having something to say about you, don't you know that I'm finna anywhere around? Plus, I'm a person on the mic. I will write a song about, bruh, this is what's gonna happen the next time you say something. Because as a man of God, now God has to give me restraints, but the passion and the time and the things that we worked through and came through, and then somebody's poking fun at it. No, bro, I ain't gonna be no. That's what. So here we go. That's why.
But my thing is this right here. If it's building and you're smiling and nothing gets said, eventually you can't mask what you're hiding. Yeah. That emotion is going to come in front of the expression. Yeah. And when the emotion comes in front of the expression, you ain't gonna see the expression no more. So soon as the emotion exploded, he stopped smiling.
Yeah.
No, he smiled.
No, he was still smiling. He kept smiling through the whole thing. And he was smiling walking away.
Yeah. He had a little smirk, but it wasn't like that $1 million smile that he had.
That smirk was like, I'm crazy right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was a different like smile. Yeah.
Like that was a Joker smirk.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if you don't deal with the emotion eventually deals with you.
Overruns you, yeah.
But I hope, that somebody mediates where they can come back together.
I think that they apologize to each other.
No,
not yet. That was fake.
That was fake.
Yeah, that was fake.
That was just over.
No. You talking about the Chris Rock thing?
Yeah, that was fake.
Somebody made that up. They already said that was.
But
he hadn't made a statement yet.
Will has apologized.
Will has
through
apologized.
Social media, but I think it comes to a point where you need to sit down and understand the other person's point of view. I will say this much about Chris Rock: whether he wrote the joke or not, the Oscars knew about the joke. You know what I'm saying? And it should, and with all good taste, if they approved the joke or they wrote the joke, then they put that man in the line of fire.
They did.
What? And
he
I
probably
feel like,
knows that.
And I feel like because he's not pressing charges
Right.
against Will,
He's gonna go
but he
against
might press
the
charges
Oscars.
against the Oscars.
Right.
Yeah, because y'all
they wrote the
y'all
joke.
put him. They put him out
They
there
put him
like
out
that,
there.
and my thing is not just jokes. It's the right joke at the right. You're not in a nightclub. It's the Oscars, so it's a certain level of joke. You know, you can't do certain raunchy jokes and stuff like that. It's the Oscars, so certain things you can't say or.
That's why they're writing the jokes.
That's what I'm saying. That to that point, even more, that joke shouldn't even came across.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like if you at the Def Jam and these are different jokes.
Right.
You don't say what you say at the Oscars, what they say at Def Jam.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not even the same, rule or whatever in this type of setting. So it was. I mean, it's basically two wrongs don't make a right. But the whole thing. Now I will give Chris Rock kudos.
For not
taking
hitting back,
that.
right?
Yeah,
Because in the whole thing, he's really the hero.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally
'Cause he
taking it to the
could've-
chin.
If they rolling on the floor up there,
That would've
be
been-
like, bro.
That would have been it for us.
Yeah, Chris Rock is
Right.
the hero of the night for taking that hit. And watch this. Getting discombobulated, staggering, looking to the side. They say go on. And he just went back in character. And that was professionalism like I've never seen before. I give
do
kudos
you
to him.
think at all that it was fake?
I did for a second.
I did for a second. Everybody
it looked
did
like
because
he
everybody
flinched.
laughed.
Like he knew it was coming.
When he said Will Smith just smacked the out of me, everybody ha ha ha. It wasn't until he got back to his seat and started screaming that everybody quiet down and like, oh,
This is a real thing.
This is the real thing. It looked staged, but it wasn't.
Now, let me tell you.
A lot of people still saying it's staged, but
Let me
yeah,
tell
that wasn't
you. Let me tell you the things that I learned since this smack. One, I didn't know that the Oscars was on.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna watch it. So the smack has brought so much to life. I didn't know Beyonce since the smack. I didn't know Beyonce was even performing.
Yeah.
So the things that I learned since the smack has been amazing. The revelation
Samuel
of the
L.
smack.
Jackson got an honorary Oscar. Didn't know that.
I didn't know that he was never nominated for
Right.
or never received an Oscar. So since the smack revelation has been great for me.
Smack revelation.
The Smack Gate.
Could you imagine if it was the other Rock that was in attendance?
Oh, he would have
Wayne
went
Johnson
in.
saying the
Yeah,
joke.
that's what I'm saying. That's the
Or
other
even-
thing. You also pick your battles. You know what I'm saying? When you fight, you don't always fight the bullet. Jokers pick kind of who you want to slap.
Yeah. Or the other Chris.
Like
Chris
if
Tucker.
if Chris Rock was up there,
Yeah.
or an athlete was up there,
He wouldn't have gone up there.
So I think live TV has changed forever. I really feel like it has changed forever. I feel like they're gonna really watch the jokes. That's one. They're gonna have security like they have at mega churches. When people
And
try
guess
to come up
what?
to the
We
pastor.
still ain't watching. Ain't nobody gonna watch no Oscars
I
after
mean,
this.
the ratings have gone like
Well,
for this show.
Chris Rock tickets have gone way
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, I know.
But his
That's for his shows.
comedy shows coming.
Yeah.
Tickets going because they already know
$40 to $300.
He about to talk
Yeah.
about it.
Good God Almighty, from 40 to $300.
Yes.
and they are selling.
Yeah.
It might go up to like
Atlanta
$500.
sold out already.
Yeah.
Because they want to hear what he got to
You
say.
got to say on it. They want to hear his take. And
Wow.
and
So if it
I'd
was
be
fake,
quiet.
then that's
wouldn't
why
say
he did
that.
it.
I mean, I would say maybe one little script, but I wouldn't say anything. I just hold my joke to the show. Bruh, yesterday's price is not today's price.
Yeah, the smack heard
Yeah.
around the world.
Yeah,
Let
the
me tell you
price just
something,
went
man.
up.
So I think he's getting ready to sue the Oscars, though. I really
You
do.
think he gonna sue the Oscars?
All right.
You
Would
think
you
he
ra-
gonna
we
get
gonna
away
have to
with that? You think he gonna get money from the Oscars for that?
Yeah. Yes, he will. Hush money too. Yes. I think he's gonna get a lot of money. Cause I think he's gonna jump to the side of, if he's smart, to jump to the side of the understanding of Will Smith being upset, and then point all that energy back at the Oscars. That y'all got to fix this for me. I think that's what he's getting ready to do. We got to get out of here. Would you rather? All right. Would you rather have an 850 credit score, $2 million or $2 million in cash, or $4,000 a week for life? Which one would you rather have?
I'll take the 4,000.
Yeah, give me the 4.
I take the $2 million because I flip that real
I don't
quick.
need to flip it if I'm getting 4,000 a week. Why I need to flip anything?
Man, they still calling. They still calling.
They lied. We lied.
They still calling. I take the 2.
Yeah, give me.
You gave your number out of. I take the $2 million because I flip that $2 million. Y'all can take that 4.
I'll take the 4.
I take the $2 million.
The whole $2 million is so you can.
You notice anybody pick the credit?
Nobody need credit.
Money gonna get you the credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gonna pay everything off. Like, I saw that on. I saw this on Facebook. I was like, let me pull this up.
Yeah,
850 on. Yeah.
So would you rather take 850 credit score, $2 million in cash, or $4,000 a week for life?
Yeah,
like $12,000 a month.
You're trying to flip $2 million so you can have like a $4,000 a week budget.
Yeah.
Like,
let me get that $2 million.
Yeah,
let me get that $2 million.
That $2 million.
Let me get that because you do the math real quick. $4,000 a week. What is that?
$12,000 a month.
$12,000 a month.
Wait a minute.
No, that's $16,000 a month.
I got a question on this.
$16,000 a month.
Times 10. That's 160.
No tax.
That's $160,000, and then you add 2 more months, 16 to 32. That's close to $200,000 a year.
No tax.
All right, it's going to take you $200,000 a year. $200,000 a year is a tenth of $2 million. That means it's going to take you 10 years to get that $2 million. By the time you get up to 10 years of getting that $2 million, I would have flipped that $2 million so many times that no, give me the $2 million.
Either way, you can. Okay, what if with the $2 million you do a bad investment or you do something that
I still have $1 million left.
Okay,
yeah.
But still though, with the $4,000,
you can invest that bad and then be in debt.
I wouldn't invest it.
And then that $4 million got to go straight to somebody else.
You got another $4 coming next week.
Yeah, but it's got to go to somebody else to pay out the bad debt that you did anyway. So you can still.
I got another $4 coming next week.
Yeah, you can.
It's gonna keep cutting. I can always get out the hole. Like I never be.
Yeah, but you can't never live above. You can't never live above that. That's a ceiling.
Bro,
so you flip that
$16,000 a month.
$16,000 a month, which is $200,000 a year, roughly, and then which is the tenth of $2 million.
Yeah, but that's it goes up from now.
No, you said $4,000.
No, I'm saying though. I mean, 4,000. I'm gonna be flipping too. So my bottom line is $200,000
so
plus whatever I flip.
But you gonna flip. All right,
I'm saying
you got your bills, you got your bills, and then you gonna flip
plus whatever I flip.
$10,000, $12,000
but
a
plus
month.
whatever.
I
get whatever I flip goes on top of that.
Hey, I understand. Let me get that $2 million. Yeah. I get you. No, I get you.
Well, together you take the $2 million, I take the 4,000. We'd be good. As a family, we'd be good.
No, girl, let's get that $4 million.
Right.
Flip that together. What's wrong with y'all?
Right.
Yeah. So, what did you learn about? I learned. What did you learn about today? Okay, I learned one that the Oscars was on because I didn't even know it was on. I've heard the numbers that their ratings had plummeted. All right, and so this is probably the highest rated show based off of what happened. Now, did people tune in after the slap? Was the smack at the beginning, or was it in the middle? I don't know.
It was towards the beginning, yeah.
And then early. After somebody got smacked, they started to tune in.
Yeah.
Wow. So I know the ratings was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned that the Oscars need security.
they have security.
That's what I learned.
Well, I learned that if a man gives his phone number out on live TV, people will call.
They'll call him immediately. Like they watching you, bro. They watching you and calling you like right now.
Like you gonna answer right now.
Come on, man. All right, what do you learn, bro? You learned at the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
What I think the thing that I learned the most was from the thing that kept going in my mind is the scripture. Be angry, but don't sin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the reaction in it. It's okay for Will to be upset. That's what I pretty much got from everybody. Will was just in being upset. It was just the way he handled it. Yeah. That he went about it.
Yeah, but when you make me mad, you don't have the right to tell me how to react.
But you have the option.
Now, as a kingdom person, I got to listen to God.
Yeah, you have an option.
But he ain't a kingdom person.
Yeah.
So you got to.
He said he tried to be. I mean, he said God is calling him to be this person. And for everybody out there that took that and said, "Well, that ain't God." Look, it's
make
a process.
mistakes.
Yeah, it's a process.
Just like everybody.
I can't stand that when he said something about God and everybody was like, "Oh, that ain't God." But he's in process.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like we all are.
Like the mistakes you made that nobody saw.
Right.
And we couldn't say that.
Just like
you don't
when
know God.
you threw that guy out the door. Yep. Just like that. Just like that. You were in the process.
Yeah. You were in process. This was a couple months ago. He threw the dude, slid him down the bar. Slid him down.
Like y'all about to go to the church in South Carolina.
Yeah, that was a process. That was a process.
And like the studio break up and start.
Shut up, brother. We out of here, man. We gotta go. We love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
We on every day now. Let's go.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, make sure you go to if you want to sponsor, do advertising with us. Make sure you go to In the Booth Pod at Gmail and hit us up on the email. Right?
You're in the boots.
In the boots. In the boots.
In the boots. You're in the boots. In the boots.
Bada bing.
Yeah, let me get some more of that juice in this radio.